Hello again. Welcome to another episode of Brenda's Musings. So today we're going to talk about when do you know when enough is enough? And when you do know that, what do you do about it? So again, like everything, it depends on context, right? But when our body's had enough of something, it tells us. It is in pain, or it is fatigued, or it is swollen, or it gives us a sign. When we've had enough mentally, we also get signs, but they're not quite as poignant, perhaps. We might become tired, really tired. We might become really angry. We might become really resigned. We might become really, apathetic. There's so many different ways that we can respond to, just knowing that enough is enough. And then what do we do about it? Because a lot of times I find that we don't do anything about it. We just sort of go with it, and it's easier not to rock the boat, maybe, or we just don't want to get into the reasons why, or, we ignore the signs altogether. We don't even know we've come to that point where enough is enough. And if you feel it in your body, then maybe you take a couple of Advil or Tylenol, or you get into a hot tub or a jacuzzi, or a bath. So we tend to sometimes mask the feelings that we're getting, or the signs rather that we're getting, and nothing changes. So we get to the point where enough is enough, and then it gets to be too much. And then we maybe lash out in ways that are less acceptable. Maybe we get really angry, or we get really petulant, or we get really testy, or we get really, I don't know, we can get really whatever. But it's almost always negative, and it's almost always too much, because we just snap. So what can we do to mitigate all of that? How can we take the cues that we get and change the outcome, so that we don't get to the point where we don't get to the point where enough is enough? We get to the point where, okay, it's time for an honest conversation, or it's time to change what we're doing because we're stressing our bodies, or it's time to, sorry, I don't know where that came from, but it's time to make a change, and, have a conversation, whatever that might be, because you can only go to the wall so many times before you crash and burn. And then you're no good to you, you're no good to anybody else, and you're burnt out, and before that you were probably stressed out. It's just too much. It's too much for any one person to handle. So the next time you feel you're getting to the point where enough is enough, pause and think about, what could you do in this very moment that would stop that process from continuing? What conversation can you have? What can you be doing differently that will stop all of this from happening. Because let's face it, we've got to listen to our body, and we've got to listen to our mind. Have a great one, everyone. Take care.